I'm Lauren Holian. I'm a graduate student at the University of South Carolina. Well, I'm an ecologist by training, and I specifically think about disease ecology and macroecology. So within disease ecology, I'm interested in how temperature is influencing disease dynamics in wildlife, and animal movement, and the spatial processes that affect disease dynamics, basically. I'm in a lab that really cares about managing data and doing open science, and we're trying to push that forward within like the ecological lens, but especially with the spatial nature of the data I work with and I'm trying to incorporate into the disease world. That's kind of where the ESIP part comes in. I think the ESIP community is really welcoming. I think the conference is set up in a way that people don't feel alone, and a lot of connections are facilitated, which is really cool. And I've really enjoyed hearing different perspectives, and I would like to continue to see different perspectives being brought in. So I say, like, notably in the plenaries, that's been really cool. And I appreciate hearing like across sectors and from different backgrounds, even if they're not, even if those people aren't always the attendees at the conference, hearing from them I think is important. I like that it's very centered on data ethics. I haven't been to a conference that feels like it has like a unifying philosophy behind it. So typically my conferences that I've been to are really about the science we're doing. And here we're talking about like ethics behind our science. So not so much is your science completely in line with other participants or attendees, but how are we doing it in the best way possible? I think one challenge is not knowing when you're not doing things as well as you could be. So if you just don't know, you don't know what you don't know. So ESIP has been really great for me thinking about things that it just never occurred to me to consider in my science, and making sure I'm trying to consider as many different components of open science and like equity as I can. And then I'd say, since I have an academic background, like challenges in the publishing process and making sure that I can actually implement open science at like each stage of my career and scientific process. So if you're thinking about coming to an ESIP conference, I would say that it's an open space for people of different backgrounds. It's not going to require that you have a lot of prior information or skill set. Like, all skill sets are welcome, all backgrounds are welcome, and that you should just keep your mind open, because there'll be a lot of new thoughts that are hopefully coming about, and then just enjoy the ride. Everyone's going to be really nice.